It's that time again, everyone! Welcome back to And Just Like Crap, a snarky recap and review of Sex and the City sequel series And Just Like That. Let's start with a shock. I kinda like this episode. Don't drop your half-full Snapple bottles of suspiciously yellow liquid though. It wasn't all good. Let's get into it. We open on Carrie to the strains of Yazoo's Only You. Because nobody's written a song yet called Only You until you unexpectedly drop dead. She and Aiden's 5-year relationship hiatus turns out to be just a long-distance deal. And their no-contact rule actually involves quite a lot of contact, including blank postcards to symbolize their enduring love. Empty, easily misinterpreted, and reusable. Sounds right to me. There's also the moment when Carrie eats total shit on her shiny new hallway floor.
Finish her!
I don't have anything insightful to say about it. I just enjoyed it. Anyway, let's talk about the elephant's trunk in the room. Aiden calls unexpectedly to conjure up some 90s nostalgia. By which I mean, have awkward phone sex. While I could just about deal with the implication that Aiden's joking it at the wheel, the point at which he licked his hand got a full-on retch out of me. Achievement unlocked, AJLT. Carrie's not into it either, mostly because Kitten Shoe is staring at her. And apparently she can only concentrate on one p***y at a time. She gives up after a second try, which is similarly ruined by her nemesis and Aiden's son, Wyatt, who apparently requires his dad to sleep in bed with him at the age of 13. There's a lot of land on that farm, and the police surely can't check it all. That's all I'm saying. Unable to get to sleep alone, Carrie resumes writing for the first time in months and takes her first tentative steps into fiction. Which I'm sure is going to result in something truly awful, but right now we need to talk about this hat. I thought things couldn't get any worse after last season's sleeping bag coat, but I genuinely didn't see this Little Miss Moffat bullshit coming. And for that, I apologise. This season, Miranda, now a card-carrying lesbian living in an Airbnb, is out on the prowl. Which for once doesn't mean the discovery of a fresh corpse down by the docks. Instead, she's hitting the local scene in search of a pair of baps between which she can sandwich herself, to limited success. It's on one of these excursions that she bumps into Cassandra, an old babysitter of Brady's whose style demonstrates that the people making this show last saw a non-celebrity lesbian in roughly 1994. Hold your horses though, because I've got something positive to say. This is, I think, the first time the show has directly addressed the sometimes grim realities of post-youth pickup culture, and actually handled it with a degree of non-preachy nuance. And it leads to a meet-cute with similarly invisible tourist Mary, delightfully underplayed with a hint of pious crazy by Rosie O'Donnell. Of course, the show can't allow a sweet moment to stand, and so drives a Subaru through it in the next scene, by revealing that Mary is actually an overly attached nun, on a quest to worship at the altar of the Velvet Glove. And Miranda just unwittingly punched her V-card, which, as indiscretions committed by members of the clergy go, ranks pretty low. While Miranda is sympathetic to Sister Mary Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit's relatable journey of self-discovery, Carrie takes several smug potshots at the nun's love for NYC tourist traps. Like she didn't piss her pants the second she clapped eyes on the Eiffel Tower. It all culminates in a gentle Times Square letdown where Miranda gets backhanded by a giant gorilla, and Mary blasts out a few bars of For Good from Wicked before they part ways. Hopefully there's time for reshoots before the second part of the movie version is released, because that would kill in the cinema. This week in Who Gives a Shit news, Seema continues her trend of early season dumping when she ejects movie director and long-distance boyfriend Ravi's necktie-wearing behind because she isn't a priority to him. But it could equally be because he and everyone around him are doing horrific faux English accents which toe a previously unexplored line between cutting glass and sucking ass. Good riddance. Lisa is still talking about her documentary, which has now morphed into a series for PBS. They're unimpressed by her entry-level PowerPoint presentation and demand that her series on unsung black women feature the famously well-sung Michelle Obama. I'd a guess because they've managed to secure a cameo sometime this season and needed a place to put it. While we're mercifully Brady-free in this episode, we do have to spend some time with Charlotte's rancid kids. Rock interjects several times to remind us that they've learned some new progressive talking points from TikTok, and Lily's got her eye on a ballet dancer. And I don't care. Having apparently given up entirely on finding something meaningful for Charlotte and Harry to do, almost all of the York Goldenblatt's screen time this episode is taken up by their dog, Richard Burton. Which I don't have an issue with. I'm just reporting the news. Mr. Burton, a British bulldog, is falsely accused of roughing up Chihuahua Peanut at the dog park by the latter's owner, the gloriously scenery-chewing Jane. But at the risk of offending, Peanut's breed alone should have been a tell that Jane might not be a reliable witness. I've been in the company of Chihuahuas, and the only things those dogs think about are treats and how much they want to kill you. It doesn't look good for old Richard when Charlotte pays things forward by baselessly accusing her dog walker of neglect, and trying to leave the unwitting canine in question at a daycare run by a man whose haircut and mustache combo screams, "Don't check my hard drive." She even begins to doubt Lord Burton's innocence when he goes for a collector's item doll at Lisa's place, which she keeps saying smells like pork, but doesn't seem interested in what someone in the family's been doing with it to get it that way. And for that, I am grateful. This throwaway plot ends up with the reveal that Richard was framed when the actual culprit shows up at the dog park. And it transpires that Jane is something of a dog racist. There's a sentence I never thought I'd say. This video's question is, what's your dating story? Best, worst, and all the shades between. Answers in the comments below please, and the top comment will swing by to pick us up at the end of the next video. Either way, thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, if you can't be good, be crusty.